Hello,
any Simon and
darkness, my
Garfunkel
old
songs?
friend.
Oh, I do know that song. The 49ers suck again. It makes me sad to watch football, but at least I have gaming to fall back on today. But I'm still sad because the 49ers let me down. 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row they've let me down. I should be used to this. I've liked them since I was a baby, a young boy.
Howdy, boys and
Anyways,
girls.
that's it.
Welcome back
That's
to
a
the
different
Sweaty
kind of
Plebs
gaming.
Podcast. And it is a sad day for Dylan Boy, but we will
Yes.
make it better because we do have some exciting news on the video game front, or at least some interesting mind kind of concept changing news, at least for me on some of it. As everyone knows, it's beer time.
Yes.
Let's see it, sad boy.
Yes, we have a special sadness edition today. I have a beer from the Belching Beaver Brewery. I've had one recently, so it's nothing special, you know. The beer is called High Expectations. Something I had for the 49ers game today. This is yeah, I've actually already drank one of these today. As you may have imagined, it is football day. Here's where it gets special. Put my High Expectations beer in my King's glass. Yeah.
Rough one.
This is a hazy
That's the
IPA.
curse.
Yeah, cursed fandom. Oh, this is very foamy. Yeah, man. I don't know. The beer is good. I can tell you that. I've had it. It's
a beer.
hazy. Yeah.
Oh, your
This
sadness
got an extra foam.
is pretty wicked right now. All right, Aiden, what do you got?
The
Well, let
foam
sad
is
boy
good.
drown himself.
Oh, I'm about to
So
drown
I got
myself
a,
right now. Just you wait.
Kyla Hard Kombucha, Coconut Crush,
Coconut
Bam.
Crush. Hey, that's a sweet can. I like that.
right? That's how I choose all the things. It's got a coconut, yuzu, and sea salt.
Right on.
That's
Hell yeah.
honestly delicious.
Nice.
Yeah, moved to Colorado. Got the kombucha game on lock.
Dude, Dylan, we got to head up to Colorado. That beer game up there sounds tight lately.
He was talking about kombucha. That is not beer.
Also,
Yeah, but in general, like from the many episodes we've been doing this.
Yeah. No,
kind of the place that started it all.
You dingus. I was looking at train rides to like Denver. It's like 30-hour train ride. Hard pass on that.
Our Aiden and I's grandma is actually going to be taking the train. Excuse me, back to Colorado next week after, from California.
It's a long ride.
So
I mean,
yeah.
parts of it are cool, and then there's the entirety of Nevada, which is just
I love that
I
drive.
get-
I mean,
interesting.
nothing special about it, but it's just like a weird thing. It's weird,
You see
It's
some weird
interesting.
stuff on the way.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. I have
What you got, boy?
Crooked Goat Brewing Tropical Mountain Goat. It's a pina colada IPA. This is a 32-ounce, so you know your boy's gonna be a little sauce. Oh, that was a hearty
I
crowler.
believe in you.
Making a
Yeah.
mess.
Do it. Chug, chug, chug. I'm going to chug this beer
Oh, weird.
right after.
I don't know how I feel
Yeah,
about this. I
Well,
think I like
Gotta
it.
drink it all.
Yeah, I think I like it.
I mean, it
What was
sounds
the
neat.
brewery again?
Crooked Goat. Crooked Goat Brewing out
Mhm.
of Sebastopol, California.
I will tell you something. I don't trust goats. They have those weird eyes where it's like what's it called? The retina? Not the retina. What's the
Pupil?
black part of the eye called? The pupil. The pupils are like this shape,
They're
You know what I'm
flat.
talking about? Yeah, they're flat. I don't
I think-
trust it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's-
No, that's
Well-
the best part.
But cats have theirs are like this.
Yeah, but they're cute.
Goats are cute.
Goats are. Yeah.
Goats are
Goats
not
are
cute.
super cute.
I'm gonna go
Baby
on
goat?
Reddit and
Yeah,
find
baby
you a
goat.
cute goat jumping around.
Oh yeah. What are they? They're called kids, right?
What?
Baby goats.
I don't
Baby
know.
goats are called
Sure.
kids, right?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
Yeah. Goat
Probably
children
sometimes.
are cute. Yeah. The goats that faint, I kind of like them. I'll tell you something about goats. Goats smell like shit.
yes. So do most barn animals.
Yeah, that's not like
Yeah.
an unusual thing. It's actually pretty common.
Yeah, but I spend more time around goats than other barn animals. And by more time, I mean like I've seen a goat in the past year in person.
How was it? Wonderful.
No, it was not tight. We went to it's basically like an Airbnb but a campground thing, and they had goats there, and the goats like rushed the car when we got there, and they smelled like shit, and they were like very rude goats.
Yeah, they're
Pet them. Give
Did
them
I
a little
pet them?
snack.
I didn't have any
Little chin
snacks to give
scratch?
them, but no scratching. I did touch it though. I touched a goat.
all right. Awesome.
Like it.
No, I hate goats. Can't trust them.
All right, let's move on. Jesus Christ. All right, this week, big news. Xbox been dropping a bunch of console news at like 2 in the morning on Twitter. Like every time it was like 2 a.m. on Twitter instead of like an actual
Man.
news press. It's a very like 2020 thing to do.
It was Twitter.
Twitter?
Because it was Australian time.
Yeah, it was.
Australian time, it was okay. Yeah.
So weird. But the Series S got fully announced along with all the pricing this week and some Game Pass news. The Series S is initial feelings. Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
Yeah.
cool.
That's a strong play for them.
Yeah, like I think it was a good showcase. I guess on the Twitter face, the Twitter, as Dylan likes to say, the Twitter.
I don't like to say it that way. That's just how the Australians say it.
Phil Spencer actually had like it in the background of like his video back in July, so as like a
Yeah.
little Easter egg.
I mean, are we certain that's actually a Series S, or is that just a thick Wii? Because it could
Really
just be a
looks like
thick
a
Wii.
thick Wii.
it could be,
Yeah.
yeah, it could be.
I know Xbox said that it's a Series S, but I'm thinking thick Wii.
All right. Before we dive into the details of the Series S, let's get into games we're playing, and then we'll hop on the Game Pass news, and then talk about the consoles.
Okay.
All right.
Big boy.
Nobody.
Is this me? Is this my
You
call?
first.
Yeah, Dylan, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Spellbreak was my main thing this week. We actually played a lot together. I thought it was going to be a terrible game. Turns out everybody sucks in that game, so it's kind of fun just because we win all the time.
Yep.
That's about it. Other than that, just the general stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Still playing a lot of Switch mainly. I played a tiny bit of Horizon Zero Dawn. I actually got farther in it than I ever did before, so guess that's good.
Proud of you. Yeah, it's good for what it is.
He sounds so unexcited about getting further. He's like, I kind of got further than I ever can. Meh.
It's
Yeah.
just like fourth open world game in a row.
Dude,
so
you've been
I
going
get
hard
it.
on open world games.
Yeah, I don't know. I really liked Ghost of Tsushima. I really like Spider-Man. And those are back to back. And you know what? I even like Far Cry.
I would say you did Far Cry
5.
also, yeah.
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 I just don't like Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't like this. The setting sounds so good to me. Like theoretically, I just don't enjoy the gameplay of it. Maybe I don't really know what it is. There's just something about it I don't like.
I mean, this is your second attempt at it, and you still feel that way, so that's...
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
a
feels
different
like-
type of combat than most open world games.
Yeah, the combat is part of it for sure. Some of the enemies I actually really like, and like I've had some good battles, but it just doesn't feel great
All right.
That's fair.
to me.
Yeah, and the story isn't compelling enough to keep you really...
I'm skipping everything, like every cutscene. So
who knows that?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Anthem.
Yeah.
I'm like, click, 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 click.
yeah, I I know the general like gist of what's going on,
Yeah.
but I don't care about that part. Maybe I just haven't hit like the part where it's like, oh, this is where it like really clicks. But
You wouldn't know because you don't have the context of the previous conversations.
well, no, a lot of what I'm skipping now I've seen before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I did play this game once before or tried to. So
Cool. All right.
yeah, that's about it for me.
What's up, Aiden?
All
What have you
right.
been up to?
So, a little spell break with the guys, a little Halo 5 yesterday. But the one new thing is I got the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remaster.
Ooh, how is it?
Hell yeah, man.
How is it?
You
It's
skating?
honestly pretty tight. Like, I'm a
Nice.
fan. Just music alone, it's worth it. Character customization's there.
I watched it.
I'm not garbage at it now, so
Yeah?
I can actually beat the game for the most part.
Oh man, it's on my like
It's great.
kind of want list because I watched someone play horse online, like a clip of playing horse, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't feel
I'm
bad
keeping an
spending
eye on it.
$40 for it, but I would say like for both of you guys, when it drops to 20, that's an instant buy.
And then we're all gonna play horse.
It's not something I need right now,
Yeah.
but I'm interested. How's the music in it?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
It's like the one context that I will enjoy ska music.
dude. Faulkner has a friend who really likes ska music.
Yeah, we give him so much shit
Drop
over it.
that friend. Yeah, don't.
He
Stop
used to
hanging
like
out.
send me ska like not remixes, covers, I guess, to like other songs. I was like, I don't like this. Please stop sending.
You
me
got to blame
this."
Travis for that because him and Travis would talk about ska. He's like, it's the third wave ska, and I'm like, what does that even mean? I don't care.
Yeah, it just means
It's
that two other waves before made bad decisions.
Just means
in
you're
music.
a pretentious ska person. It's just reggae for white people. Like,
No, reggae is already reggae for white people.
that's
White
not
people
it.
love
reggae
regular
for like 50-year-old white dudes who like snowboarding.
Got to get that gnar, bro.
Our uncle likes ska.
Yeah, I like him, but that's his
Yeah.
greatest flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
all I got.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I haven't really played much games except for gaming with you guys. Spellbreak, big fan. Feels that Avatar kind of like fantasy fulfillment.
Yeah,
Probably
it's-
best of any game I've ever played.
Yeah. I enjoy it, but
Like, what
there's
games can
a-
you think of like where you feel like you're like an airbender or a firebender or earthbender? Not many, right? It's
No,
like that wish fulfillment.
Jade
I mean,
Empire.
that's that smooth.
Yeah. So surprise at first, like being an independent studio, you're like, all right, and then we're just wrecking people on top of that. So you're like, all right.
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah, I'll take this for my dub of the day. And then playing Halo 5.
Dub of the day. We win like 4 or 5 every time we play.
I mean,
The best.
if you just want to like get
Yeah.
a quick dub in, like we can just go there.
Yeah.
Even though like
Halo 5 also dub of the day. It's another dub of the day game. We don't lose that very often.
no, unless we're playing Arena.
Oh, unless they're playing what's it called? Fiesta.
Warzone. Oh, Fiesta? Yeah.
Warzone we won I think
Almost
we won
every
every
one.
single match.
Yeah, except for that last match where I got disconnected. Or I disconnected.
Oh yeah.
The last match is the only one I remember, and we just got smacked.
Yeah, they're calling.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like when in that game, when people are getting real sweaty, you see vehicles everywhere.
Oh yeah.
The matches we won, people didn't use vehicles that much, so it just comes down to like shooting each other.
VRs
Yeah.
and pistols, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, not much else. Let's get into Game Pass. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Game Pass. EA Play is gonna be on Game Pass. It's just part of the subscription.
Which it's insane to do that just on top of what it already is.
Yeah, I think
No
as
price increase.
a concept. I think we talked about it. Like, there's no real games on there that like we're all deeply interested in because their version of a subservice is mediocre compared to Game Pass, right? You don't get to play the first-party titles or the new release titles at launch or anything.
I think you get a discount for FIFA and Madden.
Yeah.
But
And I think you get like 10 hours of
you can
access
play
to
the
the
newest
new
ones.
games.
Yeah.
You get like the first 10 hours free, and then after that, that's how they get you to buy the game.
That's honestly
Not me.
still a sick deal.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Like, so for what it is, it's wonderful. Other than like, there's not too many games that like, unless we want to revisit old games.
I figure Battlefield will hopefully bounce back at some point. So
Yeah,
I think they
getting to
will.
try that out. Yeah.
Battlefield is actually my favorite shooter series. So if it bounces back in the next Battlefield, we get a discount on Xbox, like I'll for sure get it there.
Yeah, I don't know what the state of Battlefield 5 is, but supposedly it's in a good place now compared to launch.
I mean,
Battlefield
be hard
5
to
really
improve on
changed
it.
some stuff.
Didn't
like,
they
fundamentally?
have they changed some stuff back since launch though?
I haven't been paying attention, but I did not like it like at all.
Yeah.
When I played the beta.
Yeah, it could be different.
Like,
I mean, if it's on EA Play and it might be worth just like, all right, let's.
I would prefer
like.
to go back to
Hardline,
Battlefield 1, Hardline, or 4 before going back to that.
That's fair.
Because all of those games,
Solid.
super solid. Probably like some of my most played games on the this console generation.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in the newest one,
That's
5,
fair.
I guess.
You weren't interested in Spellbreak, but
I still like, as much fun as we've had in Soulbreak, I still think it's a bad game. I don't think it's great.
I think it has a lot of potential.
It has potential.
Yeah.
It needs a lot of, like, specifically, I have problems with the control scheme of it.
Yeah.
But I think those problems are more fixable than what the problems with Battlefield 5 that I had.
Yeah.
Like
So
the
it had
class,
straight fundamental problems.
Yeah.
yeah, the class split up that the class changes that they made in that are just garbage. It makes the game so much worse. Like Battlefield, it's not really a Battlefield game at that point.
Like what
To
specifically?
me, I don't remember exactly what they did, but they just like changed the way that the classes like interacted with each other or something. It put more of a prioritization on like each squad would want like one of each person or something along those lines. I haven't played it since the beta, so I couldn't really say.
Yeah. Like I said, it might be different now. It's been over, how long has it been released? I don't know.
Like over
3 years.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. It just it wasn't for me at the time. It could be better now, but
Sure. It's hard to, it's a bitter pill to try to swallow again.
yeah,
Yeah. Understandably.
because especially it's going to be what 30 gigabyte download just to get into it or
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Data is
Is
very
that-
Also, I
precious.
feel like it's hard to get into those games late.
Late, yeah, just
Yeah.
because you don't know
Yeah.
the maps and stuff.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
people that are
everyone is
still
playing it
playing
now.
are
Yeah.
actual fans, so you're
Mhm.
like getting pub stomps
Yeah.
pretty hard in the beginning. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why we have Spellbreak to get that dub.
Easy dubs.
Easy dubs. All right. So that's a big Game Pass news. Great deal. Definitely a great deal for people that are new to consoles or jumping into the console universe, right? Like, Game Pass is already a fantastic deal. It just makes it better, I guess.
Mhm.
Other than that, Game Pass is
what-
increasing its PC price from $5 to $10, but the ultimate price is staying the same.
It makes sense.
And
I think
PC, they
said
called it
that.
a beta
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
So that was the beta price.
I think one thing that we need to mention before we get past what is it, EA Play? I'm absolutely not going to download Anthem, even though I could get it for free now. So,
I know.
Aiden, please join me in this stance. Do not download Anthem.
I'm not doing it just out of the principle now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thank you.
I am a little salty that EA Play came out, and I was like, fuck, $10 down the drain.
it was already $10 down the drain. You've already made the mistake.
But I wanted to speak to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I enjoy the gameplay so much when I get to do the gameplay part. That's
Yep.
the hard part.
Just yeah, it's fine.
Yep.
I,
We'll move on from there. We
there are
don't need,
games I've regretted more.
yeah, we don't have to talk further. Gameplay's fantastic. Rest is garbage. I may or may not finish it. I don't know.
I do not expect you will.
Cool. Let's get into the Series S. Series S got announced, of course. I'll talk to the details first while I have this video playing in the background. So essentially, I guess I need to pull this off. But essentially, the details are it's a $299 machine. And
$299 machine.
$299 machine runs at 1440p at 60 frames per second with support up to 120 frames. They did do the video I'm actually running in the background. They did do a showcase of Gears 5 running at 120 frames per second. The multiplayer, because I'm assuming you're going to see more of the 120 frames in like a multiplayer setting than anything else. It's going to have all the next gen goods such as ray tracing and the shenaniganery of that. It'll have the hard drive. It'll share the same CPU and memory, but the memory size will be lower. So it's going to be from down to 10 gigabytes as opposed to 16 gigabytes of RAM. And the CPU is going to be running 0.2 gigahertz slower than the Series X. The one
Oh no, it's still stronger than the 1X, right?
for the most part, it's still a better machine than the 1X. The biggest caveat that I have issues with is the 512 gigabyte NVMe hard drive. Even though the hard drive itself is going to be better than the 1X, it's still 500 gigs.
Yeah, it's I mean, the current scale of some games, that might become just a Call of Duty machine for some people.
Yeah. I have a couple of like hard drives, external hard drives lying around. I may just end up, well, if I were to get it, I would end up plugging it in any games that I'm not actively playing, I would just move it into the hard drive. And then you can transfer them back and forth as opposed to re-downloading them.
The last time I was using an external hard drive on an Xbox, I was just able to play them straight off of it.
Yeah. It's just you're not going to get that NVMe speed, input-output speed.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess
Yeah.
So
considering that.
That's the big issue. $299, and they're also kicking off the All Access plan, which is $25 a month for 2 years with Game Pass Ultimate included for those 2 years. The overall cost is going to be cheaper during that 2-year period. It's a zero interest thing. Essentially, they're following like a mobile phone plan in that sense, right?
Not a bad
As
idea.
it was before, right?
Yeah, so I actually got my 1X, my original 1X, with an All Pass. I was paying $35, zero interest. For me, at the time, is actually fantastic because it improved my credit.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like substantially, because
Nice.
any kind of credit, it's a credit essentially. So right, you're taking a loan out essentially. So like it's a great way, like low key, to work on your credit without even like really struggling because it's like what $25 or $35 a month.
Yeah. It's easy.
Yeah,
Very easy.
super easy. So in like that's like kind of like other stuff to think about when you make those kind of purchases, I guess. But it is tiny. It is so small.
It's the smallest Xbox, right?
Smallest Xbox ever.
Yeah. Which that
I
in
like the
itself
style of
is,
it.
yeah, the style is great. Size is great. Like, if I had a bigger house, I would consider just getting a second Xbox just for another room, you know,
So
just because it's so cheap.
yeah, the question is, are you now more pushed towards a Series S as opposed to an X, or going to still stick with an X?
I'm okay with the 1X for now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that need to upgrade. I'll probably hold on to the 1X until I can find / want a Series X. The new one.
That's
the
kind
good
of where
one.
I'm at too. I don't
Yeah.
have a strong urge to buy this right on launch just because.
Yeah.
I'm
there's
not
no
missing
urgency.
much by not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than just the general hardware performance. Like the hard drive alone, like is interesting, right? Because right now in the background, they're testing the hard drive load times. And so that's Outer Worlds loaded at 12 seconds, and the 1S is still at almost a minute to load.
Which,
Right.
I mean, it's tight,
Yeah.
but
There's some cool like tech stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence on that also because I'm thinking definitely not Series X at launch. Not when the 1S is or the Series S is available.
Yeah.
no. I mean, my thing is, I know if I bought a Series S, I would buy a Series X at some point. So
Yeah, so
why spend the extra money for me?
here's a thought for me because I really want to get the Halo edition of the Series X. So I was like, maybe I'll get the Series S, then get the Series X Halo edition a year later, and then give my Series S to somebody, which I'll probably do.
I considered doing something similar. I think you and I talked about it.
Yeah.
It's like, if I get that small one, play it for a while, give it to my dad, then he'll have an upgrade on it.
Yeah,
on
because
Xbox.
I don't need 4K. I don't play on 4K screens. So like,
Same.
if it can maintain frame rates, then I'm like, okay, it works. Now, like, I think the bigger concern is like, what is the impact on games 2-3 years from now when it comes to game development? Like,
They say that it's going to have high frame rates at like 1440p.
Yeah.
It's not going to for the next couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because of the genius of them keeping the CPU and the RAM relatively the same, they just have to scale down textures, right? They just need a different texture pack to keep the resolution down.
Like it's calling the Series X like 4K 60 FPS. Like people are always going to push visual fidelity more than they are going to push smoothness because that sells.
Yeah, people have that weird. I mean, like when you're selling it to the lowest common denominator, right? Like
It's
you
the
go,
prettiest.
what's flashy? I do think the Series S, like positioning, like from a business standpoint, is pretty. Like you have the all access plan and then the low price point. We'll see where like, I guess PlayStation is going to come out, but I suspect PlayStation's going to be $499.
I'm guessing $499 and like $400 for disc version and discless version.
Ooh, you think they're going to take that big of a hit with the discless?
I feel like if the Series S is $300, I feel like they have to take a bit of a hit, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
It's like being 150 more than your competitor is insane.
Yeah. Which is good for the consumer, I guess, right? If they can go down.
Good for me.
Because I would get if it was $400 for the discless, I'll definitely get it.
That's the only time I buy discs are when I have planned poorly and just want to play that game now.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool stuff.
Even though that's still like the slower way to do it.
Yeah, it makes no sense because then I'd come back from the store and then have to install updates still, and it takes just as long.
Yeah, you got to re-download everything.
It takes longer, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool stuff. Got some quick pictures here of size comparisons. That's the 1X at the top with the Series S.
I just love the white Xbox. I feel like they just look so nice.
It looks pretty good, right? So I guess it's made to be flat, horizontal, whereas the Series X is made to be vertical. And then that's what it looks like next to a Switch. Kind of helps you like really conceptualize the size. You're like, geez, that shit is tiny. And then, yeah, that's everything. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
like,
a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the size they pulled off with it. And then that's next to the new RTX 3080. 3080 is huge.
Hey, man.
I want one, though.
Yeah, well, what's the 3080 price at? Like $800,000-$900,000?
Do it.
It is impressive. Now, side tangent, the 3080's power over the previous generation is pretty impressive. Like some of the stuff they were able to pull off with it. I think Digital Foundry found it was like 80, some cases 2x more than its previous generation counterpart. I don't think there's been a generational leap like that in a long time.
Yeah, I've been long overdue for upgrading for a while, so
yeah.
After prices in stock stabilize, I may be looking at like not the 80, but the 70 probably.
Maybe is this so? They're coming out with the 70, the 80, and the 90, right? Those are like the three.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep. And probably have a 60 somewhere along the line, but
it's really impressive.
Treat yourself a little bit.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, it's a good time for Dylan to build a PC.
Yeah. And then here's a fun meme.
Never.
I love this
Never
meme.
a good time.
Beautiful.
Nope. Nobody makes me get a PC.
Just join, man. Just do it. All right. So that's pretty much it for Series S. You guys have anything else to talk about?
I like
Nope.
it. That's my final thought on it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like it. Won't buy it.
Agreed.
I don't know. Might buy it. The thing about the Series S, it could easily turn into an impulse buy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty generally cheap.
Yeah, comparatively. Like the last time there was a console this cheap at launch was
N64 or something.
360.
I feel like that was. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think 360 was 300, and the PS3 was 400, and that's what killed the PS4 or the PS3 that generation because their price point was so high.
Yeah,
it even started like 600.
Oh, might have been.
I feel like it was something insane because it had the Blu-ray drive back before they were popular.
Yeah, because that was the battle for with HD DVD and Blu-ray.
Rest in peace to HD DVD.
Hey, you gotta
never even got to stand up.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if it needs to rest in peace. It's just the normal life of it, right?
Yeah.
Already dead.
I feel bad for the guys who went in on it and probably still have them and just can't play them now.
Yeah, because was it for Xbox 360 you had to get like an external HD DVD drive?
Yep.
Good times. Good times.
It was like an extra $100 or some shit, and that's how they made the difference.
Yeah. All right, let's get into Nintendo news. I thought this image was funny.
Mean,
unless you want to talk about other stuff.
You should at least touch on. Did you say Series X is $500? Was it also announced?
Not really. So Series X is $499, $35, all access, which is also a great deal. I've thought about doing that again.
I'm interested in it. I'm considering it because I think you get Game Pass with it at the same time, right?
2 years of Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah. Considering it because that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just to have that extra Game Pass. I mean, I still have it for another year or so.
Yeah, and I think the max you can have is 3 years total of subscription life. That's why I'm like, maybe I'll just wait till the Halo edition comes out. Like, if I'm gonna spend a huge chunk of money, like, I'll get like a special edition.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on it because I think there's rumors that Halo Infinite's not till like this time next year. Right?
Remember that was supposed to come out this year?
Not be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they did a bunch of hiring with it, right? They did like a new story writer to bring on board, and they hired the guy from Bungie, and they hired the guy from MCC to run the multiplayer. So
still a yikes they're doing all that this late, but so fingers crossed.
They're doing all that supposedly 1 month before it was supposed to actually come out.
Yeah.
Or 2 months.
Yeah.
So let them do till next year. They'll do a big hype. I'll get a Halo Series X. Now, whether I get the Series S in between, I'm not sure. Like I said, it could turn into an impulse buy if I see it on the shelf and I'm at Target. And I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't plan on buying it, but if I'm at one of my customer Target trips and I just see it there. It's like, yeah, fuck, I gotta buy it.
Yeah, like I could easily turn that. Now, PS5s are interesting, right? Because they're taking pre-orders, but they're starting with pre-orders for people that have PS Now subscriptions first.
So
it sounds like it's gonna be pretty rare at launch.
I mean, I think they both will be.
Yeah.
It's a new console. It's going to be hard to find them, especially in a world where people can't go outside and do shit
Sure.
for fun. You know.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be in demand, kind of like how we saw demand spike for the Switch
Mm-hmm.
over this whole time. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out, but I think they're both going to be pretty hard to find, in my guess.
Yeah. And speaking of PS5, so Sony is doing a stream this coming week. Everyone's pretty much anticipating that's when they're going to do their price thing.
What's it going to be?
Dude, if they do 400 for digital, man, that's a great price point
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would probably hop right on that because I don't think I've actually bought a PlayStation game physical since God of War.
Yeah. So, yeah, if they do that, I'll probably buy the PS5 before the Xbox, one of the series.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a One X, right?
I'm probably going to do that either way. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
the One X is a great console at the end of the day. It's not a bad console, right? It's a good console.
It's a very good console.
Yeah. So, all right.
Premium console.
It's a very premium console. Does a good job. It doesn't sound like a jet engine.
Yeah, it's actually quieter than my Switch.
Yeah, it's great.
Which, I mean, that's fair.
All right, let's get into Nintendo news. There was a big Nintendo announcement this week, but I wanted to share this photo of remaster comparisons for shits and giggles.
Your favorite.
I mean,
I think it's
sucks at $60, but
yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's
like I get why people complain about it.
$60, but to me, I haven't played two out of three of those games, and the one that I have played, I'm interested in getting back into. I wouldn't pay $60 to play 64 again, but
no, I missed out on the pre-order. I told Dylan about it. Amazon stopped taking pre-orders for it, so
I told you to do it the day of.
I know. I totally ate shit on that because I saw the price point. And I was like $60, so I lollygagged on it.
I mean, I guess it's different for you and for us, but $60. Yeah, like I said, I haven't played most of those games.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't played Sunshine. That's the only one I haven't played.
I haven't played Sunshine at all. I picked up Galaxy.
I beat Galaxy.
I did not beat Galaxy.
It's legendary.
It's good. It's a good game. It's really good. We at its best.
I feel like a telling thing with that picture is just the fact that they literally just upscaled it. They didn't remaster anything.
No, it's not a remaster at all.
People are still excited. That's how good of games those are.
That's the power of Mario. Like we talked about last week.
The only thing I don't like about 64 is the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even then I am willing to deal with it and still pay that price point.
That's like the great thing about Mario, but it's also like the fault of Nintendo is they can do the minimum and people are just going to gobble it up. Yep. Whereas properties like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, all right, we got to really put work into this to get people to buy it.
Yep.
Because those are still solid games for what they are, right? They just had to clean it up. I just wish Nintendo would do that, like a real remaster.
I mean, they did Wind Waker. I think that's the only time they've ever done that.
Yeah, that's one.
No, I think they did. They did for Twilight Princess too, right? Did they upgrade it?
They didn't do a full remaster. It was basically just an upscaling type thing and a couple updates, not rebuilt.
Yeah. So, but I think the big Nintendo news this week: Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity.
You don't say. I would like to say I called this, 4 or 5 episodes ago. I said that Nintendo was going to have something weird like this up their sleeve.
You did.
And you said that it wasn't going to happen. And I said, no, they're going to have some weird shit that they announce like a month before it comes out. And here it is.
Yep. It's coming out November 20th.
Yeah. I used to like Dynasty Warriors games. Like Aiden and I used to play them semi-regularly, I want to say.
Yeah.
We had like 1 or 2 that we would play. I feel like this is maybe going to be the best Dynasty Warriors game of all time, just because it's linked to the Zelda property, but also has actual implications on the Zelda lore or story.
I think
I'm pretty juiced on this.
It's pretty special in that way, right? Because it's an actual prequel to Breath of the Wild, which Zelda games are generally, every release is independent of each other, right? They don't continue a story or explore a story further.
There is a
like a continuity.
There is to some games they're connected. It's not very strong in a lot of them though.
This one's like a true.
Yeah.
I really wanted this to be multiplayer.
Did they announce
That'd
that
be
it's
nice,
not going
but
to be?
I don't think so. I think it's a single player game. I really wanted it to be multiplayer because to like fight waves of enemies as a crew would be so much fun.
I feel like that's
Dynasty
been a
Warriors
Dynasty Warriors thing in the past. But
they've had couch co-op, but I don't think it's ever been like online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of couch co-op specifically, like you and I playing together. But it could be just, it could not be Dynasty Warriors. It could be something else that just stole the thunder.
But I'm very happy. I might get this at launch. I might. So.
I realistically will, regardless of what I say.
Yeah, probably.
I love you're so honest with yourself. You know your behaviors enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could probably hold off because it's not like insanely important. But
also, COD releases in November.
Oh, well,
we'll talk about it a little later.
COD.
But we'll see.
Very exciting.
We'll see. I did want to read off the description at the eShop for Nintendo for this game. It says, "Don't worry if you don't know what the Great Calamity is. To catch you up, let's just say there was a calamity in Hyrule, and it was great, but not in the everything is great kind of way."
Yeah,
that's a great description.
Yeah.
I don't get Nintendo sometimes, but I still love them.
Yeah, I love it. It's just cheeky goodness,
The weirdest, quirkiest gaming company.
Yeah, much respect. Now, here's a game. So Ubisoft also had an event. They did a bunch of announcements, most of it for properties that's already in play, supporting properties at play, which is fantastic. I think they do a great job supporting their properties for the most part. They had 2 new games announced. One that we might be interested. Another one that maybe Aid and I might be interested, but the primary one we're going to look at is originally called Gods and Monsters. It is now called Immortals Fenyx Rising, which is a terrible name.
This when it was Gods and Monsters.
Yeah. And this is essentially going to be their Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed mashup.
We'll see.
Right. It's an open world game set in Greek mythology. And if you played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you'll see like the combat system very similar. But then the art and the adventuring, very Breath of the Wildy. So there's a lot of gameplay footage out already of different people. But essentially, there's going to be 9 areas, unique areas that are based on different Greek gods. And you're this guy that's trying to unite the things. And the game is narrated by Prometheus and Zeus. Essentially, they talk to each other and they're narrating the game the whole time, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that idea.
Neat. Do we know if it's the same kind of open-endedness of Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, the world's fully open. explorable at the beginning. So, like, I don't know if it's going to show up, but, like, the climbing and everything is just like Breath of the Wild. Like, the energy, the stamina bar right there is just like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
The combat is very similar to AC Odyssey. Like, I was playing AC Odyssey, and I looked at this, and the combat is super similar, just way more stylized, way more hyped up. And but there's a lot of puzzles. I was watching a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of puzzles and like solving kind of stuff, kind of like Breath of the Wild has, especially with like the shrines and whatnot.
Well, I'm a sucker for puzzles.
Yeah.
Just a fun fact.
The combat in this looks harder than Assassin's Creed, though. Like, these monsters look have a lot more like
going on
skills, yeah, and a lot more things to look out for. So it has like a light Dark Soulsy feel, and like the strategy you take, like you have to be very careful.
Important question: pretty good. Is there weapon durability?
No, I don't think so.
Tight. All right. Yeah.
It's also coming out on Switch.
Reviews come out and people hate it.
Yeah.
I will buy this.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Realistically, not buy it on Switch though.
No, I would never buy this on Switch. I mean, it's cool that it's on Switch, right?
Yeah. Like playing Breath of the Wild, I wanted to play it docked as much as possible. So.
Mm-hmm. I was the same way. Yeah, but I'll skip around. We'll skip. I was just doing puzzles there. Yeah, it feels like such a like knockoff.
Yeah, you got a magnet thing.
it's like a total rip.
Yeah,
that's a yikes, but still probably gonna play it.
Yeah,
so much I love Breath of the Wild.
Because I think the combat is going to be really fun, combined with the puzzling. And the Greek setting sounds pretty cool. But the team that's deving this is the same team that did AC Odyssey. Which is fine.
Yeah, not a problem. From what I hear, the world's tight, and that's kind of the most important part of these.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
added making traversal fun. Like that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it just looks good.
That's terrible name, but looks cool.
It was supposed to come out originally in February, but now they're launching it to I think December.
That is
a
longer timeline. Yeah.
No, this December.
Oh, that's a shorter timeline.
Yeah.
Good job.
So, yeah. So that was the game I think we'll all be interested. The other game that came out or they announced was something Republic. Essentially, it's an extreme sports game that's massively multiplayer. But they didn't show off enough actual gameplay stuff, so I didn't want to like pull footage up on it. But there's like snowboarding, downhill bike, BMXing, air gliding, and whatever. But it looks like they're like some of the game modes look like a battle royale going downhill racing, essentially.
I'm fully on board for that.
Right? I was like, that kind of sounds really cool. That's why I didn't think Dylan would like it, but
that's like kind of Fall Guys, Mario Party-esque battle royale.
Yeah.
It's just
and then
fun mini games.
And like your characters, like you can get that inflatable like dinosaur as like your outfit and stuff like that. So
that sounds like something Ubisoft would do.
Yeah. Like I was like, no one's really done this like in that sense for like a extreme sports. So it's like BMXing, snowboarding, skateboarding, paragliding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So long as it's just dumb fun.
Yeah.
I will play that. I love me some mini games.
So that's the other one, but they didn't have any real gameplay stuff, so I figured we'll not really dive too deep into it other than just briefing over it. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
So
let's move on to Dylan's favorite thing, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun conversation. So Black Ops Cold War multiplayer got announced. They had their showcase this week.
Oh, they're going to have multiplayer?
Yeah. They did their reveal.
Surprise.
I'm glad they announced it.
They did the reveal. So there's a lot of footage online. They announced their beta timeline, right? So for those that don't pre-order, October 17th to the 19th will be the time to play the beta.
Yeah.
It's free. It's a free beta.
You know what? It doesn't look great. I'll say that. I only watched a Ground War, like Twitch streamer segment of it.
Yeah.
It just didn't look that fun to me.
So they announced a bunch of the modes that are going to come out. Their version of Ground War is called Combined Arms, which is a 12v12 as opposed to the big one that's currently in Modern Warfare. And then they announced another mode called Fire Team, which is a 40-player, 10 teams of 4 duking it out, which pretty much just sounds like a mini battle royale. But in the movement system for Cold War as opposed to Warzone, because they are going to have like a Warzone and Cold War thing. But apparently Warzone is not going to change any of their movement to Cold War stuff. They're just going to take graphical assets like character models and weapon models and the weapons into Warzone. So Warzone's going to be pretty much doing its own thing. Nothing else is going to change.
Warzone just kind of maintains being its own standalone product now, right?
Yes, it'll be its own product, but the season pass is going to be shared between both properties.
Neat.
So I guess that kind of is good for the consumer because they're not like buying into 2 different season passes if they still want to play like a full-on battle royale, but also play multiplayer. I mean, they still got to buy Cold War, but season pass wise, they're combined.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's
instead of just destroying their battle royale every single year.
Mm-hmm. Because Blackout's pretty much, I think, they're still supporting Blackout, but it's pretty much dead, I think, compared to the other ones.
It wasn't bad. It's just there.
Yeah. Big changes. The TTK in this game will be in between Black Ops and Modern Warfare. So it'll be a little longer than Modern Warfare, but a little faster than Black Ops 4.
I just want to comment on the way you phrase that. You say it's in between the fastest TTK of a Call of Duty or Call of Duty game and the slowest TTK. Yeah. So
that's true. And we
know
we play a lot of hardcore, so it doesn't really matter.
We'll be able to die in this game. That's basically what you said.
Yeah. So it's not going to affect us too much.
No, not
just
too
because
much.
of that. But as long as it's not as long as Black Ops 4, I'm fine.
Yes.
I will say this video here looks more interesting than the one I watched. I was watching this is what I was watching. This section right here, the snow map with people just sniping and going and grabbing tanks. It just looked pretty stale and boring to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the fact is like I like big team matches, but I really like the way Modern Warfare did it with the amount of people because it gives you that Battlefield itch.
Yeah.
Right? It tickles that Battlefield itch. Where at 12v12 we'll never do that.
No.
Right?
No. 12v12 is just
it just felt
chaos
big and
on a smaller map.
Yeah. And I was listening to some one of the guys that got early access, and he said the combined arms of 12v12, if they were to offer like areas where you select your spawn, kind of like how Ground War is in Modern Warfare, it would feel much better. But because there isn't, it doesn't. Right? So this mode is probably just not a mode I'll just be playing. We'll probably be playing more of the 6v6 maps at the end of the day. Yeah. Or if they decided to be crazy and make 9v9s in a 6v6 map kind of thing. Right? Color palette, as you can see, is much brighter than Modern Warfare, which I actually like.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare tends to be a bit drab.
Usually looks great.
Yeah. As for loadouts, the gunsmith system is coming back. There's 8 attachments to guns. You can still do 5 attachments. The creative class system is slot based, so you have your primary, secondary, lethal, tactical, field upgrade, and perks. and then also a they call it a wild card. So you just fill them up, good to go. Wild cards give you like weird stuff, like you can have 8 attachments on a primary or carry up to 6 perks or whatever. That's kind of the thing. Kill streaks are gone. Score streaks are back. You're in your score. It persists through death. Doing like multi-kills and stuff give you higher score for your score streaks. And they also have score streak cooldowns to prevent spamming. Now, this is all like through an alpha lens, right? All this video footage is an alpha build. And they even said this alpha build is 2 builds old compared to what they're currently working on. As for movement, there's no more mounting, Dylan. Mounting is gone.
I like the mounting.
Did you?
Yeah.
I just didn't like the mounting challenges.
That's fine.
But I like mounting itself.
I thought you meant like mounting obstacles. Yeah.
No.
Agreed. Get out of here.
No, there's vaulting still.
Be
There's
gone.
just no mounting.
Yeah. Like that what happened right there. I thought that's what. Yeah. No, mounting is stupid. It's not the worst thing in the world. Just the mounting challenges. I agree with Aiden.
Yeah.
Like the sniping mounting challenges specifically were garbage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super sprint's gone. It's just having there's unlimited sprint.
Down with that too.
I guess what they said, the sprint will be initially faster and then it will normalize down. So you'll get a quick short burst and then you'll go to a normal sprint speed. That's how they're doing sprint. There's no more doors to open and close. If doors are closed, that means you can't go in there.
I think that's a good change, or not a change, but I prefer that for Call of Duty.
I think so. I agree with that. I think I like that there's no doors.
I think that's good for Warzone specifically.
I agree.
But for regular matches, I don't like that.
No. It's definitely going to give you more of that arcade feel that COD is known for. Whereas I think Modern Warfare really tried to like dive into that like realism thing more so. Auto health regeneration is back, or is going to maintain. The mini map is going back to the traditional model, which
Cool.
I think we're all in agreement is a good thing, right?
Yep.
It's been so long since I played COD.
Yeah.
What did it change to?
They
It's just like
reduced
the
it.
bar at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pretty much got rid of it for the
I
most
did not
part.
like- Yeah, I agreed.
Yeah, so they're bringing the back. So we're going to get a much more traditional COD type arcadey experience, I think. The footstep audio from all the people that I've read says it's the best footstep COD has had in a long time. It's way better than Modern Warfare or Warzone or even Black Ops 4. Like they saying it's fantastic. And jumping, I guess they alter jumping so you like to prevent bunny hopping. So you actually slow down as you land. So you jump up in the air, and then as you come down, you're actually moving a little slower. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, it's cross-generation, cross-platform, cross-progression. It's going to be on next-gen consoles running at 120 hertz. And, yeah, that's so far. And from what I've heard, the map designs are good for the most part. They're like relatively 3-lane. I mean, Treyarch's known for like 3-lane type maps, but they're taking like an interesting change to like a traditional 3-lane. So they'll be more asymmetric, either asymmetric in like the overall shape around, or asymmetric in height patterns.
Cool.
I'm about it.
Yeah.
I feel like Treyarch's always been pretty decent at map design. Honestly, that was probably the weakest part of Modern Warfare.
100%.
Yeah, I didn't like was it Black Ops 4 all that much, if I'm remembering correctly, but
I mean, we played a lot of Black Ops 4.
It's been a long time. Yeah, we did play a lot, but I feel like the maps could have been better.
Yeah.
Although I might be getting it confused with other CODs.
There's a lot of CODs to remember.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people complain about 3-lane maps, but when you want like consistent experiences,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like 3-lane. I don't hate it.
it's hard to argue.
I play COD as like a wind down game. Like I don't
Yeah.
need anything special for it.
Yeah.
So I think I prefer 3-lane. I don't mind if they have like some that aren't 3-lane. You know, a little more straightforward. But for the most part, I think that's a better experience.
Well, I think with Black Ops in general, you have the longer TTKs in general, so it allows you, if someone wants to camp, you can still turn on them. Whereas in Modern Warfare, the time to kill is so short, like you can't turn on someone that's hiding in a corner.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's what's special about, like, I'd be okay with Modern Warfare maps if the TTK wasn't so short. I mean, we play hardcore anyway, so it's like kind of a moot point, but
yeah,
at least when I conceptualize it in my head. So what do you think, Dylan, now that you've seen it?
I mean, I know you fuckers are gonna buy it, so I'm gonna buy it. So
Wager matches might come back for you, bud.
yeah. I will say that watching these, like, I guess smaller maps, and not just that snow map where it was like people just grabbing tanks over and over and doing a shitty job of driving around and not killing a lot of people. It does look more interesting. I haven't. I admit I haven't. You know how I do this. I don't watch trailers and that kind of stuff. This actually watching it does look better than the little bit that I did watch.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it's gonna fill that niche.
Yeah, I prefer like the older style of Call of Duty, I guess, or like, the past.
Arcading?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
no, I just mean like, Cold War, World War II.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Like the setting.
Yeah.
I prefer this setting to like a modern Call of Duty.
I don't know if I
Fair
like
enough.
like a World War I setting. Even a World War II setting, I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah.
But this is
I'm
80
over
setting.
World War II settings.
This is an 80 setting, which is nice.
I feel like, I think like late Cold War is like the sweet spot for them.
Yeah, I think like World War II to like a little bit past Vietnam War is like my preferred setting. So I don't know. This looks interesting. I need to see more of it. Like, or I guess get my hands actually on it.
Yeah, we're gonna get our hands on it.
I was not.
You can watch me play when I buy it.
I mean, he's gonna buy it.
We're all gonna play the demo.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah,
beta.
we got the beta in October, so we might as well just try that and have some fun with it. But like the color palette, I love. Like this place looks great with that color. That red is really nice. That orange and red.
Brighter.
Yeah, but think of like
Compare this to the cave map.
Yeah, like Azir Caves. Remember, like just.
That's what I'm thinking of right now. Like cave map.
This just looks so much better than Azir
map,
Cave.
But like a brighter version.
Yeah.
Without really knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
All you need to know is that there's not a giant cave taking up what I assume is a third of the map, so
It's true.
it's gonna be better.
Literally any map is better than that map. It's the worst map in any Call of Duty ever.
I think certain modes that map's fine.
Yeah. See, you say that, and yet I hate Piccadilly more.
Certain modes
I'd
that map
rather
is
play
fine.
Piccadilly.
It's a very
I'd rather
mode
play
specific map.
Piccadilly.
Yep.
It's almost like
The
they should
cave map
have.
just sucks because if you get a kill streak, then everybody just goes in the cave.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like you like, oh, okay, you should be able to access your change your skill streaks around in game when you have maps like that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Right, because then you just adjust. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, boys. Anything else to add?
We haven't mentioned this, but Kingdom of Amalur, the Re-Reckoning.
Thought about getting it earlier today.
I think it re-released.
I never played it
last week.
They
Man,
remastered
I
it.
love that game. I love that game so much. I bought it. I haven't played it yet.
Is it good? Oh, what about is anyone saying it's a good remaster or remake or whatever they want to call it?
I've heard it's the same thing. It's a nostalgia thing for me.
Yeah, I never played that series.
The
so-
remaster itself they didn't put much into it.
Okay.
So
Speaking of remasters, Ubisofts is bringing back Prince of Persia. They're doing a remake.
Looks like shit.
Dude, it looks like garbage.
it's not look good. Yeah.
It doesn't. It
I
doesn't.
never played those games, but it just looks like shit.
It's not even a remaster. It's barely a remake. No, it's supposed to be a remake. It's barely a remaster. Even though they're doing like mocap and everything. They're like re-recording everything. I was like, it still looks like a
bad.
garbage game.
Yeah.
It's like a low
Looks
effort
real bad.
remaster.
Yeah. It reminds me of the first Shadow of Colossus remaster, where they literally just re-released it for the PS3 and just slightly upscaled it.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they did
And then charged like 60.
mocaps for it, I'm like, why wouldn't you just go all in then? Like you're just dipping your foot in the water and that's it.
Who knows?
If you do it half-assed, it's just not going to work.
No, just it taints like the series at its time. Like when that game came out, I never played it, by the way. But for its time, it was the game of its time of that year. It was one of the best games of that year, right?
Yeah.
And now you're like pussyfooting around on a remaster, and it's like, well, now you're just kind of tainting that memory and that.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Killing it even more than it is already dead.
Yeah, like you could have done something really cool, like how Crash Bandicoot's doing something really cool, or Spyro's doing something really cool with their remasters, and now Crash Bandicoot's getting an actual sequel. Weird decisions, man. Ubisoft, hit and miss sometimes.
Who knew?
Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, let us know how you like that remake, remaster, re-reckoning, right? That's what they're calling it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm excited for it. I really enjoyed it when I played it the first time.
What kind of game is it? Is it action adventure?
Yeah, action RPG.
Okay.
Pretty light on the RPG side, I would say, but it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if it is a lot of fun.
See if it carries.
Yeah.
Ages well.
Yeah, I feel like it's mostly going to be a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
So.
But you can do nostalgia right. Look at Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably not.
They put a lot of effort into that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
but,
that's a full remake.
But I think you should. I think if you're going to do a remake, just do it. Like, do it right.
Yeah, do a good job.
And there's a lot of good examples.
I totally agree with you.
You have Final Fantasy VII, right? You have Tony Hawk now. Like, there's so many good examples of, like, what a good remake is and what is not at this point. Like Resident Evil 2, right? Yeah, but look at the success of those games because of the effort. They revitalized the series.
I guess the big thing is those are much bigger games than Kingdoms ever was, though.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So they can easily get that budget compared to that.
Yeah, Kingdom, the story of it is like pretty crazy. I couldn't speak to it, but like it was originally made by Kurt Schilling, or I think he was like the funder of it, which you probably don't know. He's a baseball pitcher.
I know Kurt Schilling.
Okay, Bloody Sock Man. And then I think they sold it or something. I don't remember exactly what happened. It's a crazy story.
Weird.
It's wild that it's being remade. That's the craziest thing about it.
I guess so. Yeah, because when I saw it was being remade, I was like, did anyone really want this remade?
I'm actually
had a cult following.
Like, it was one of my favorite games. Like the year that it came out. Like,
what console did it even come on?
360.
360, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right, boys. I got nothing else.
Yeah. Same. You guys wanna play some games?
Yeah, maybe? I guess games would be kind of cool.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, bye.
Playing some Halo today. Bye-bye.
Bye.